day to you. Wesker speaking. Sorry about that the TWAB is coming late before its release. I mean, after its release. I'm so sorry. Was misworded here. So, long story short, no, finally, Chris didn't found me, but I have people out there. They talking that unfortunately TWAB today is connected with abilities, and a lot of people, as usual, not happy about it, because previous TWAB was interesting, talking about exotics, how they're gonna change, yada yada yada. This week in Destiny, 26 June 2025. This week in Destiny, we opened more doors. Some could call them portals. Oh, portals. Reference to Half-Life universe? Seriously, Bungie, tell me sincerely, did you play the Half-Life game and you're thinking like, wow, this is gonna be a great idea because so many people are waiting the Half-Life 3. Why we shouldn't make our own Half-Life inside Destiny? Like, Destiny is gonna be this like multiverse place where we can expand any other media, but inside with Destiny's universe's sauce. Call them portals into the Age of Fate's Kepler destination, Armor 3.0, and our brand new gear tiering system. Imagine the Mass Effect players and Mass Effect fans who know which is Kepler's Verge is, and they heard about Destiny, that they are also releasing Kepler into the Destiny 2, and they are thinking like, oh, probably this is gonna be a whole new system, but unfortunately it's not. It's just destination, just like the Dreadnought from this season or episode, whatever. There's been so much to share lately, and today is no different. We'll be chatting more about our goals for the new systems and sharing more details about our updated season pass, the reward pass. Here is the breakdown. Save the date again. Live stream recap. Armor 3.0. Abilities balance tuning. Season pass updates. Bungie Day is coming soon. Let's dig in. Tune in to our next developer live stream. I watch it, and some things we already saw, but some things they show us some new stuff because the streamers and YouTubers with their communities, they don't say anything specific about the new weapons. But let's talk about this in a bit. This week was all about Armor 3.0, gear tiers, and sandbox. Next week, let's chat a bit more about Kepler's and what's coming with the Age of Fate. Join us Tuesday, July 1st at 10 a.m. For our second The Age of Fate developer live stream. We are planning to give you a glimpse of the campaign, crank up the difficulty with the new world tier systems, and let you see how this and all the other new sandbox changes come together. We will also have the dev team on the floor ready to share many details about power progression, the portal, the guardian ranks, useless feature, but I digress, quality of life changes, and more. This is the picture. Destiny 2, The Age of Fate, developer live stream part 2. Tune in July 1, 10 a.m. PT. Everyone watching our developer stream on the Bungie Twitch channel for at least 15 minutes and with their Bungie account linked will earn the Observer Effect emblem as a Twitch drop. Another emblem for the gods of emblems, I think. But listen, this is just my opinion. I like Bungie and their obsession with emblems. I never understood this. Uh, Aeonians and exiles and the nine. Oh my! Wait. I should have just, instead of this, oh, like this, or I should say like this from this meme, like, oh my,
Oh my.
something like this. If you couldn't attend our first live stream for the Age of Faith, we've got your back. First up, here's our developer inside discussing Kepler, a new destination that's home to the Ionians and the exiles. I like the word exiles, by the way. The circumstances that have shaped their existence and the conflict they find themselves in. Imagine, by the way, if your guardian were completely using a dark subclasses like stasis or strength. Imagine him being exiled from the city. That would be cool. Like we could have the two opposite factions of light bearers, those who are resurrected by ghosts, but those who is following the traveler and only using specifically light abilities, and those who is still have ghosts, but they are completely using the darkness abilities. Okay, imagine that. But I always wish that we could have seen. I know this is against the lore and some other lore dues. I'm sorry, I digress from the topic, but I would love to see a very first ghost, not light based, but dark based. But some lore dudes say like, ah, this is impossible. This is not lore canon. Shut up, it's fancam. The tip for the chosen ones. Also, new destination ability is or also new destination abilities, baby. Our developers also got to share more information about the new gear tuning system, where weapons and armor can gain bonuses to the higher the tier, seasonal gear, and artifact, and how they will interact with each other, plus armor 3.0. What? Who are you, by the way? I overheard it from my other door out there, you my neighboring Wesker type. I wanted to read this TWAB URL so. Duke Nukem? What are you doing in here? I'm your neighbor, so shut the hell up. I want also to read this. Department of External Observation, Inside Archive Item Classification Anomalous Object, filed by Audit Agent Perry Description, a letter about binder, logged by a numeric code, black filled with documentation regarding space, and the binder is carried with an unknown residue, like rubberizing mold, and addition has been. Wait a second. Is this a lore? You wanna read about lore? I'm not about to do this crap. Go watch Evase or maybe Bife if he's doing the videos. Otherwise, I'm not reading all this bullcrap about lore. As far as I remember, Destiny and especially the Bungie is very scarce about how to implement this, and they only give it by reading the stuff. Well, you might be right, Mr. Duke Nukem, but listen, we have a TWAB to read. If you like about what it is, then I will go very, very slowly. You will then take a pause, and then you will finally read all of this. And very, very, very slowly pulling this down so you can put a pause and then read it. Because lore and Destiny, especially in these should be cutscenes. Very, very cheap to make cutscenes with dialogue. But not this. Not this. But I digress. Let's continue. Discover more lore with the Year of Prophecy Collector's Edition, and now available at Bungie Store. Give us money, I guess. Although the hunter on the left and titan on the right, they are kind of cool statues, by the way. New armor for a new beginning. Armor 1.0 laid the groundwork. Armor 2.0 built upon it with more perks and flares, and Armor 3.0 adds a whole new layer that will allow more build crafting opportunities than ever before. Admit, Bungie, probably one of your new people who is working with you, they are probably played the thing called the division, because the division allows you to have gear with perks, especially in the department of armor, and then you'll have your build. Admit it, Bungie. Admit it that some of your developers saw that, wow, this is a cool feature in the division. Tom Clancy's the division. Well, not sponsors, but I wish I could sponsor the division. So yeah, here to talk about that is our Destiny 2 armor team. It's been a while since our core armor system received a refresh, hasn't it? Armor 2.0 has been with us since the release of Shadowkeep. Yeah, it's been that long. And has been iterated upon with each release since. From the introduction of stasis, aspects, and fragments to the release of the prismatic subclass, it's held strong as the world changed around it. It's about time we gave it a well-earned refresh. With the release of Age of Fate, any new armor released will use the Armor 3.0 system. Don't worry, the armor rolls you already have won't change. They will just have their stats moved over one and one, as described a couple of weeks ago. While this system was featured in the developer insight video linked above, here's a quick overview of how things will work. Set bonuses. Think of set bonuses like an origin trait for armor, a reflection of the armor's theme that you can fold into the way your build plays. Set bonuses are perks granted when you equip 2 and 4 pieces of armor from the same set. Again, this thing is in the division. In the division, but unlike Destiny, you have four pieces of armor which give you bonuses. The as far as I remember, it's exactly the same. There were 2 pieces of armor in the Tom Clancy's Division 1 and 2. There were a yellow gear pieces which give you only 3 stats of specific bonuses, and set items. You have 6 of these set items, but you only have 4. You have only 4 set bonuses. The same things is here within the Edge of Fate. Like, seriously, some of their developments saw how the gear bonuses for weapons, not weapons, but for armor is working in Tom Clancy's The Division 1 and 2, and they're thinking, we should implement this thing inside Destiny 2. That might be awesome. Probably. This allows you to either blend 2 separate sets or to commit to 2 bonuses from the same set. Each set bonus has been built with both approaches in mind, and we are looking forward to seeing what you creative guardians manage to put together with these new tools. The benefits that set bonuses provide cover a pretty wide range of options, from brand new effects to more familiar tools in a new package. We have included a pair of examples below, and we've got quite a few more in store at launch. So if you'd prefer something better suited for staying in a fight or for crucible dueling, there will be plenty of new toys to pick from. Set name: Ion Renewal. 2-piece perk. Force Converter. After a final blow with missiles, rocket launchers, and grenade launchers, sprint for a short time to gain speed booster. Wait. Oh, okay. 4 piece perk. Reactive booster. Once per activation of anomalous servos, pruning while at critical health, being suspended, or being slowed by stasis effect will immediately grant speed booster for a short duration. Tech sec. Wrecker 2 piece. Wrecker is 2 piece bonus. Wrecker, you deal significantly increased kinetic damage to overshields, combatant shields, and constructs. Constructs like the Titan barricades, stasis shards, the tangle balls, etc. Concussive rounds, defeating powerful combatants or breaking a combatant's shield with kinetic damage releases a disorienting kinetic shockwave. Uh, you cannot outwit a simpleton with a shield. A little memento for the chosen ones. Armor archetypes. One of the major focuses for us when we designing how armor works in the Age of Fate was clarity. By the way, the set bonuses, they are pretty cool. Now at least the armor will have meaning, not just armor and upgrading the armor. Uh, Not only do these changes help newer Guardians acclimate to more complex build crafting, but they also help experienced players quickly evaluate individual armor drops and decide what is the best fit for their build. I'm gonna disagree with you on this one, Bungie, because uh, this system might understood the people who have one more than 100 hours in this game. But if those who is completely new to this game and you deleted the great introduction campaign, Red War campaign for the newer players, which doesn't understand what Destiny is, and this system is not gonna be great for the newcomers, because they will only see more and more and more words, strange verbs, and also a lot of, well, even if you delete some of the stats, but still they need to understand these stats properly. They will not understand what these stats are for. So I disagree with you, Bungie, that this system is gonna be way better for the newcomers. I doubt. I doubt that. Armor archetypes are a key part of that effort. Each Armor 3.0 drop has a randomly selected armor archetype. Each of the 6 available archetypes are themed around a specific playstyle and determine the 2 highest stats on each piece of armor. Each piece of armor will also roll with a tertiary uh, or uh, or lowest stat randomly selected from the remaining 4 stats. The primary highest and secondary second highest stats determined by your archetype make armor reliably spiky. We have also updated the Armor Ghost mods to increase the odds of specific archetype dropping to make seeking out the best armor for you easier. Overall, we found the system makes it much easier to earn armor where its stats are landing where you need them to be, rather than in stats you don't want for your build. Paragon, Super Primary, Melee, Secondary. This is probably the names for those builds inside the Ghost. Grenadier, Grenade Primary, Super Secondary. Specialist, Class Primary, Weapons Secondary. Probably for me it's Specialist, if I'm ever about to use those mods, because sometimes I use the mods which give you like the way a specific armor is going to drop you, which is have increased resilience, increased mobility, increased recovery, increased strength and discipline or intellect, etc., etc., etc. But I sometimes I use them, but mostly I'm not. I'm just using randomized armor types. Class primary, weapon secondary, which is a specialist. Brawler, melee primary, health secondary, bulwark, health primary, class secondary, and gunner, weapons primary and grenade secondary. Well, to be honestly, specialist my first and my gunner is my second, which I'm about to use because class and weapons are the key, and maybe the grenadier, third one. Um, Masterworking. With all the new and shiny armor set bonuses to try out, we wanted to make sure that it was easy to try out a new piece of armor. So we have updated the Masterworking system for any Armor 3.0 drops. All Armor 3.0 drops will have their maximum armor energy available regardless of the Masterwork level. Masterworking armor no longer increases all stats. The amount granted by the primary, secondary, and tertiary stats rolled will not change, with the exception of armor mods. Masterworking now increase your lowest 3 stats on that piece of armor by 1 with each level. This has a maximum of +5 in each or +15 stats total. Well, like, I kind of understand what they means by this. So it means that if you have, for example, if you have class stat, which, well, I mean, if it have class stats, primary stat, the highest one, and for example, like the brawler is the second one, so it means like uh, some stats will have more power. For example, if I have the lowest the lowest super and the lowest weapon, so these two probably will get this increased this these increased stats. Like they say, not all stats is going to be increased, but I don't understand why they removing this thing, like all the stats is not going to be increased, because these stats which is increased after you gain level 10 of your armor, this thing is only giving the 2, only +2 to all the stats. Why not leaving this? Why not allowing people to have +2 in every stat? Why only those who has the lowest energy inside the gear piece? I don't understand. Of course, the bungees, they understood why they're doing this, but still, the but still, the thing here, like, it's not that terrible either. But why they only changing this, not all the stats? Okay, so I guess they understood what they're doing. Gear tiers. A piece of gear's tier represents its quality and strength compared to other legendary drops. For example, higher tier weapons can drop with enhanced perks, special weapon mods, and a tier 5 unique visual effects. For armor, this primary influences the total stats of each piece of gear. However, tier 4 and 5 have couple extra bonuses and extra mod energy, going to 11 at tier 4 and a randomly selected tuned stat at tier 5. Tier armor will also always drop with a perfected stat roll of 30 in its primary stat, 25 in its secondary stat, and 20 in its tertiary stat. Probably tertiary stat, they mean like the lowest stat in this gear. Headgear, hands gear, chest gear, your boots gear, and your class gear. Probably they mean by this. Like tier 1, total stats masterwork 52 to 57 or max 67 72. Tier 2, 58 63, maximum 73 78. Tier 3, 64 or 69, maximum 79 or 84. Tier 4, 70 to 75, maximum 85 to 90. And only tier 4 have bonus. The first bonus is extra mod energy. Tier 5 till 75 to 90 extra mod energy and random tuned stat. Okay, armor with a tuned, like, I guess I understood this, but at the same time I doesn't, so let's pretend that I understood all this math. Armor with a tuned stat has access to a tuning mod slot, allowing you to choose between moving 5 stats from any other stat to your tuned stat or balance tuning, which increases the armor's 3 lowest stats by 1. With all these changes, you might think that your current armor just won't cut it anymore. But that's not the case. Legacy gear will still be used and a great on-ramp into the new system. We will have more information on how to earn higher gear tiers, specific on weapon tiers, and more in an upcoming article. Like, so this is how the new gear is gonna look like. Like you see, we have these mods, you upgrade them, you have this is specific piece of a gear, 2-piece force converter. After a final blow with any rocket or grenade launcher, sprint for a short time to gain speed booster. 4-piece reactive booster. Once per activation of force converter. Sprinting while at critical health, being suspended or being slowed by a stasis effect will immediately grant speed booster for a short duration. And this is our stats. Like, this is for 100 stat. You see, like, the thing which is have increased thing, the thing which is the shortest. Like, for example, the class. If those legs don't have any bonuses for weapons, so it seems that health and class will have this bonus. Kinda. Speaking like Crazy Earl for Borderlands here. We also took a look at this seasonal gear and refactored it into new gear to provide focus for build crafting throughout the game's various activities. New gear can offer more lethality in PvE content, drop with seasonal bonus power, and receive bonuses from the current seasonal artifact. It is easily identifiable. Oh, who thought this was great example? Why could you just write it down like it's easily identical with a unique colored border and icon background so that you'll always be able to find it? It is easily you can easily identify this, not this identifiable. Holy shit. Okay, let's continue. With a unique colored border and icon background so that you will always be able to find it. Specific weapons will also be considered new gear. There will even be an exclusive PvP playlist where players must use new gear to face off against each other, with the intention being to create a more even playing field for newer players and to test out builds for those who want to experiment. New gear will include a 10% bonus for weapon damage and 50% bonus for damage resistance. These bonuses will not apply to PvP or the contest mode of the upcoming raid. I don't care about this, but whatever, but some people do. We will have additional information at a later date on how the system works, what gear qualifies, and more. Exotic armor. Long term, we hope to eventually add support for exotic to success the benefit of higher tiers using a dedicated system that reflects their nature as a unique centerpiece in your builds. Although this system won't be ready for the Year of Prophecy, we wanted to make sure that exotic armor could benefit from armor archetypes and And the reworked master working system. While your existing roles will be converted 1-to-1 to the new stats, new drops of exotic armor will be upgraded to armor 3.0. This means they will have their stats determined by archetypes, receive the new master walking system, and drop will with full mod energy by default. While these drops will not have a specific gear tier, their stats will roll as if they were tier 2, 58 to 63 total stats. Once a master work, this should be comparable to all but the very best armor 3. You see, I don't understand why they put those people to write down a TWAB. All they do here is to put a bunch of stats in math. You should put an easier way to to give the people explanation they want and give them the point, not give them all those numbers. I understood that they put the dude or a girl into writing down the swap, but she's bad at explaining. Very, very bad at explanation. A lot of math and calculative in this swap. It's the people not wanted to listen to those math changes. They want to listen simpler explanation, not all this math and those tables with calculations. What the hell they thinking that, like, we're about to put all those numbers and all those calculations how the things work if people doesn't want to listen to any of this. Yeah, they wanted simpler explanation. The previous swap were excellent. People understood what will gonna change, what will gonna be, what will change, what will think, what they are going to nerf, etc. Here, just math, math, and more math. Alright. To make this transition a little easier, Era 1 will be offering 20 free focused exotic armors per account to anyone who has tower access prior to the release of the Age of Fate. This special focusing will be available throughout the year of prophecy and will allow you to focus any non-class item exotic from the final shape or before with an archetype of your choice, as long as you have it unlocked in collections. As for the exotic class items, they are the only armor from before the Edge of Fate that will be converted fully into the new system. Each one will receive the maximum stats available for an exotic: 30 in the primary stat, 20 in the secondary stat, and 30 in the least favorite stat. Let's call it. Well, because who the hell thought that calling it tertiary stat is great idea? Why not just say like primary stat, secondary stat, and 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 the third, and not third stat, but but least favorite, at least call it. First the primary stat, secondary stat, and least favorite slash like change stuff, something like this. Non-viable stat. I shouldn't create something for them bunch. I'm not working for them. This is just my hobby. To prevent this from massively increasing the number of possible class item rolls, these stats will be assigned based on their rolled perks. This isn't a very new thing for me because the class exotic items is the newest thing they added in the final shape, and it is not a surprise to me that they are going to implement the class exotic items into the new system, this Armor 3.0. They're about to change a lot of stuff for exotic items for warlock, for hunters, titans, and warlocks, because we are talking about a lot of armors, a lot again. The archetype being determined by the left column perk and the least favorite stat by the right column perk. However, this does mean that they can no longer be upgraded to Artifice armor and will lose any existing Artifice mod slots. So basically, if you making some exotic, upgrading them towards the level 10 and have an Artifice slot, you shouldn't do this at the moment, because they are going to remove this Artifice slot from your slot. They're basically going to delete it. Let's talk about gear swapping. We want to highlight one specific change we are making to a specific Warlock exotic chest armor come July 15 that we missed in last week's this week in Destiny, or this week in Bungie, like Tweet or TWAB. Choose whatever you like. For those who aren't too deep into build crafting, many Guardians have been leveraging an interesting strategy mid-combat or boss DPS with exotics like Sanguine Alchemy, where they swap gear to take advantage of alternate exotic bonuses that better fit the current point in the encounter's flow. This specific change for those geeks out there who is doing this all the time, they're swapping their exotic, they're swapping their loadouts, etc., etc. Well, at some point, a decent amount of percentage of players using this stuff, but otherwise, some people not even bothering with this. But I digress. This is to maximize their efficiency and output, resulting in pumping out some incredible boss bakes, especially in Ultimate and Dungeons. While we fully applaud those throughout the community who want to push the needle as far as it can go, we found that this is presenting balance again, the balance issues. Again, we're talking about balance. Bungie, stop doing this. Please, stop doing this. This is not World of Warcraft. This is not World of Warcraft. The Blizzard is doing this stuff for making such amount of classes, races bonuses, and all this stuff. You doesn't have any of this. The only bonuses you have is for exotic armors. That's it. But sometimes you are so many. You're like you have this little tidbit about your so-called balance that you sometimes forget that games should be fun. This is not something about balancing. Just make this thing go fun. Stop balancing this much. Why you have so many issues with balance in this game, and you making with these balancing you balancing the stuff so many times, like the game is feeling less and less and less and less and less for fun, because you have this point about balance that you're forgetting that your game should be fun, not balanced. Because some geek out there or some geeks that playing the Trials or Crucible 20.7 and you need to balance this stuff because of this. Maybe you should stop it already. Just do the game. Stop balancing this stuff. Create something different, so that the people would actually use those things without needing to just freaking balancing the stuff. Because the previous TWAB you say like balancing this game is really hard, and again here we found that this is presenting balance issue where it feels mandatory. Maybe you should stop with this balancing. This is already too much. You crossed the line, Bungie, with the balancing. Less and less people already playing Destiny. With these balancing issues that you are doing, you have even less and less and less player base. Because you're already starting to scratching your heads because pre-orders are not that much. Not that many. Even less than Final Shape. Right. I digress. Let's continue. And we don't feel the main draw of the exotic should be considered around swap-centric strategies. For example, Sanguine Alchemy, Warlock exotic. Swapping to this exotic in combat will now apply 10-second cooldown before its perk can be activated. Why? Because some parties with 3 gigs inside that wanted to, that they are swapping their exotics and they are implementing damage because of this. Again, nerfing, or if you are putting quotes, balancing this stuff just because some 3 random dudes or dudes with girls just knew how this thing works and they're doing it precisely pretty quickly, and because of that you're now putting this balancing with 10-second cooldown. Like, very strange change in this exotic, Bungie. Really, really strange. Much like the changes to melee stacking in last week's tweet, we want to be able to make exotics that meaningfully change your gameplay, and at current, these types of behavior are constricting how much we can push that bar. The above change is a minor first step that is targeting one exotic during our launch window, but we will be taking a larger approach later this year. When the holistic fix is implemented, okay, we will re-examine this change and see if it's still necessary. Featured exotics. Starting with the Edge of Fate, certain exotic armor and weapons will be specially featured, gaining the same benefits as new gear, and will change with each expansion and major update. At the Edge of Fate launch, 28 exotic weapons and 15 exotic armors for each class will be featured, including all new The Edge of Fate exotic weapons and armor. But don't worry, even if your favorite isn't on the list, you'll still be able to use it almost everywhere you go. Warlock, Felwinter's Helm, Hunter, Dragon's Shadow, Titan, Precious Scars, Fallen Sunstar, Warlock, Hunter, Mask of Bacchus, Titan, Worm God Caress, Warlock, Nothing Manacles, Hunter, Blight Ranger, Titan, Ursa Furiosa, like Wingardium Leviosa, Belidors, Wrath Reavers, Hunter, Cirtarachne's Facade, Titan, Icefall Mantle, Warlock, Starfire Protocol, Hunter, Mask of Fealty, Titan, Point Contract Cannon Brace, Warlock, Wings of Sacred Dawn, Hunter, Capri's Sting, Titan, Pyrogaling Gauntlets, Warlock, Mantle of Battle Harmony, by the way, very cool exotic, Hunter, Oathkeeper, also cool exotic, Titan, Wishful Ignorance, Warlock, Mataiodoxia, Strength, melee specific chess piece, Hunter, Artery's Embrace, the Heavy Knife Hunter Hands, Crest of Alpha Lupi, the chest for Titan, Rhymecoat Raiment, Warlock, Renewal Grasp Hunter, Actium Warwick Titan, Geomax Stabilizers Warlock, Caliban's Hand Hunter, MK44 Standard Side Titan, Prometheum Spur Warlock, Gifted Conviction Hunter, Peregrine Greaves Titan, Boots of the Assembler Warlock, Lucky Pants Hunter. Oh, Lucky Pants, cool. Phoenix Cradle Titan. Oh, by the way, very also cool exotic. And Boots of the Assembler, by the way, for Warlock. Second Filaments. It's Warlock. Star Eater Scales. It's Hunter. The Path of Burning Steps Titan. Swarmers Warlock, Speedloader Sax, the Hunter Abian Sleep, Titan, if Eonoia, the Warlock for Warlock exotic hands, Moirai New Hunter chess piece, and Mila Spina something new hands for Titan. And somebody forgot something. Balancing the scale of abilities, we see Arc, Void, Solar, Stasis, Strand, and Prismatic. Stance and abilities go hand in hand, so it's only fitting that we share the remaining upcoming ability changes coming in the Edge of Fate. If you recall, we spoke about melee tuning and other various abilities changes in last week's tweet, so check out that info. We spoke about prismatic changes a few weeks ago, but to summarize, it's been a bit too hot since release and has made some challenges trivial, so we reignite reining it in to be more in line with other subclasses. Bungie, do you really think that people have this short memory like Butterfly have? People remember that you wanted to nuke the prismatic aspects to the ground by giving them not by reducing their stat fragments to 1, and you got a pretty big backlash into the social media, especially on Twitter, that not that many people like this change. A lot of them will not liking this change. So you, instead of reducing it to 1, then now you're reducing it to 2. If you think that many people don't remember this, but most of them remember. Warlock, Prismatic, reduce the number of fragment slots provided by the following aspect. Helion from 3 to 1. Helion, it's this turret, flame turret. Bleak Watcher from 3 to 2. Death Note. The abilities per minute of the prismatic subclasses are very high, so we are pulling a small amount of efficiency out of their engines to achieve a healthy balance of gunplay and ability usage. Looking forward, we'll be working on making sure the prismatic subclasses feel like they have a variety of great builds. I don't understand your stupid logic, Bungie. Sometimes your logic is logic on the reverse, because like, what was the point? You are released in the Age of Fate this new change into the game, the prismatic subclasses, so that the people will have this diversity of builds, that you can build a lot of things with your prismatic. But now you want to change this for what? For, excuse me for my language, I'm really sorry about this, but what's the fucking point for those changes? What's the point? You don't release any new subclasses. But now the people who actually bought the final shape, they are enjoying the prismatic subclass. The people, my friends who playing this game, especially on Warlocks, they are not changing any other subclasses now, because for Warlocks, they like the changes for Warlocks. Some of my friends even say, like, Bungie, the very first time they're doing something great, especially in Warlocks, because Warlocks feeling great. But now you have, all of a sudden, you have a problem with it? I don't understand your logic on the reverse, really. Alright, let's continue. Prismatic and Strand. It's subclasses. Weaver's Call aspect can now generate threadlings on any final blows instead of just strand final blows. Dev note, this change will allow for easier threadling generation regardless of your build. It's for Warlock again. Void. Pocket Singularity, melee. Increased pocket singularity damage versus non-boss combatants by 20%. Well, at least they give this pocket singularity melee at least some love, and at least they give it 20% increase in damage, because otherwise this melee was really, really terrible. Really. Because mostly, like, I don't understand. Didn't they realize that many people, mostly on Warlock, especially on Prismatic, and that is the good thing of Prismatic, it's because Warlock using only one melee, it's Strand melee, this Dark Needle or Darkness Needle, whatever. You get the point. Because this Needle melee have three charges. Not that many people want to equip the Claws of Ahamkara to get the second charge of melee. Because Strand melee already have 3 charges. You only receive 2 charges if you only equip Warlock's hands, which is called Claws of Ahamkara. That's it. Otherwise you only have 1 charge. Only Strand 1, without any exotics, have 3 of them. 3. And Warlock also have the specific chess piece, which give you the ability to just, use this melee, and you will then then you use this strand debuff thing. I forget what's the name of it. I always want to say incandescent, but incandescent is the perk for solar weapons. Suspend. Oh yeah, you will suspend your enemies just by, if you kill some other melee from your melee, you'll then suspend your targets. Okay. Digressing, let's continue. Increase pocket singularity damage versus boss combats by 56%. Ooh. Now we're talking. Great. Pocket singularity was feeling weak compared to other melees. Yes! It does. Most people indeed feeling weak. This pocket singularity very weak for this void melee ability for Warlock, especially given its relatively short range. Yes! The Strand one is very long range, while the other ones, not only pocket singularity, the Stasis one, the Solar one, the Arc, but you have also an Arc melee one and Arc range one. But at least Arc ranged one is long. Arc ranged one is long range, despite its slow projectile speed. Okay, Titan one, Prismatic. Reduce the number of fragments lost provided by the following aspect. Concentration from 3 to 2. Okay, I guess. Solar, concentration aspect. Increased fragments lost provided from 2 to 3. Wow. Considering that Solar Titan is the only class which is give you mostly the fighting, you can do fighting at long ranges. Okay. We're giving concentration an additional fragment slot on the Solar subclass to put it above its prismatic counterpart. The pure concentrated Solar subclass should have an edge here. Okay, I guess. Prismatic Strand. Drangus Lash aspect. Increased tracking strange or base suspend wave and Abelian leap exotic armor suspend wave. Oh, that's kind of a great idea, because the Titan one, especially when he is putting a mobile barricade in order to use this Dragon Slash aspect, the speed and the like those things, they were not that smart. Like the tracking on those things were not great. Increased base spend wave travel distance from 20 meters to 30 meters. Wow, great. Increased aberrant leap suspend wave travel distance from 30 meters to 35 meters. Death Note. We've seen community feedback that this ability could use some help, so we've made it more forgiving. Great. Prismatic Solar, concentration aspect. Ignition no longer has 20% bonus damage. Like previously, that the uh, Solar Hunter, this one, the clips his fingers melee ability, it no longer applies in Scourge, so I guess they also do this for Consecration for Titan 1. We've made this change to match the other ignition damage scaling changes we mentioned in last week's tweet, like I said, making ignition damage consistent across the board. Void, shield throw melee. Increase projectile tracking strength by 77%. Finally! Finally! Because the shield throw, every time you're throwing a shield for the enemies, and every time they go straight left or straight right, so the tracking is just for like the shield is forgetting it can be tracked, so it's just going straight forward and not tracking towards your enemies, because like hunters have this, all its knives are trackable now, and the Void Titan ones, this throw shield ability, it's not, and the hammer, throw hammer, is not also have tracking. You need to constantly aim the hammer in order to throw it. This melee can be hard to land in the heat of the moment, so we've made it track enemies more aggressively. Arc, Storm's Keep. Did somebody even use this melee? Because without the specific Titan hands, this melee was useless. Because while you charge this thing, the trash mobs will kill you 20 times before you charge it up. Benefits longer stack when standing behind multiple barricades. Oh wait, Stormkeep, I misread this, and I this is not the aspect I thought it was. It's the aspect regarding around the barricade, the storming barricade, which you can fight and deal damage with it. Benefits no longer staff when standing behind multiple barricades. Well, you should have guessed that the nerf is gonna be sooner or later. There it is. If no, storms keep stacking resulted in faster than intended bolt charge acquisition, maybe, but not accrual. What the hell is accrual? So we limited the number of storms keep barricade a guardian can benefit from to 1. Okay. I never liked Arc Titan. My favorite ones are Solar and Void one with Stasis and Strength, but not the Arc one. Arc is bah. Don't care. I don't care. Like, wait a second.
Don't care, still don't care. I don't care.
So some Titans out there will starting to yell at like, no, we are completely useless. Now we are completely useless. I don't care about Arc Titan at all. At all. Hunter, my main, because I play on Hunter mostly. I mean Hunter, and Titan, but no Warlocks. I don't care about Warlocks. Hunter, Gambler's Dodge. Melee energy return no longer requires dodging near an enemy. That's cool. Death Note. With the armor stat changes coming in the Edge of Fate, sources of ability energy will now scale based on your ability stats. This includes Gambler's Dodge. Because this ability now requires some stat investment to get a full charge back, we are removing the requirement that you dodge near an enemy for this perk to work. This will make the dodge feel more consistent, returning energy on every dodge instead of only when there are enemies in an invisible circle around the hunter. That is, by the way, this is actually a really great change, because now I don't have to be near enemies. Now I just only can put thing inside my gear which have enough class stat, and now my dodge can recharge my melee every time I'm performing a dodges. Like, great, Bungie. Like, this is a thumbs up for you. This is a thumbs up. Prismatic. Reduce the number of fragment slots provided by the following aspect: Ascension from 3 to 1, Winter Shroud from 3 to 2. Okay. Don't care. Prismatic Solar, Gunpowder Gamble aspect. Reduce self-damage from Gunpowder Gamble detonation by 60%. Thank God. This Gunpowder Gamble is this second or third charge. Let's pretend that this is the second or third charge for your grenade ability. Like, if you have critical health left, then this thing could have actually kill you, and you could then just be dead because of your own grenade. Final blows of all kinds now grant Gunpowder Gamble progress instead of just solar kills. Great. Death Note, blowing yourself up with Gunpowder Gamble is frustrating. Yes, you are correct about this one, Bungie. So we're significantly reducing the self-damage it does if you are too close to the detonation. We are making it easier to build stacks. Solar, on your mark aspect. Final blows while at 3 stacks on your mark now make you radiant for a short time. Activating your class ability now gives 1 stack of on your marking instead of the 3 stacks. Definitely. But in Gunslinger need more access to radiance, so we are essentially allowing them to reach a 4 stack on your mark in the form of radiant. Beyond this, we'll be focusing on the further improvement in Gunslinger Kit in an upcoming release. So they want that Hunter give your teammates more and more radiant buffs. Because if you're radiant and you receive the buff from the Solar Hunter, then you'll just deal more damage. Another thumbs up from me, Bungie. Arc Ascension aspect. Ascension can now activate the following perks. Armor mods: Reaper, Powerful Attraction, Outreach, Distribution, Bomber, Dynamo, Exotics, Heart of Inmost Light, class specific, and Gear Falcon's Reserve Overshield. All classes, general. Increase damage versus bosses, mini-bosses, and champions by 15% for these grenades. Arc, Flag Grenade, Arc Ball Grenade, Flashbang Grenade, Storm Grenade. Okay. Void, Action Ball Grenade, Suppressor Grenade, Solar Fireball Grenade, Firebolt? Firebolt? Okay, I guess. Trip Mine Grenade, yeah. At least Tripmire gets something. Kinetic, the Rock Grenade, Forerunner. What? What's the point? Who in their right mind will use this frag grenade from Forerunner? People only using Forerunner in freaking PvP. Did you ever saw some dude who's using Forerunner in PvE? All damage types. Ability energy returns from perks and passive region now scales based on the requisite stat. We covered this topic in a recent tweet. I remember this, but the swap is long enough already, so I need to explain it. Wait, Devour. Well, Devour is specifically for warlocks, which have the best Devour. Well, the Titan and Hunter also can have Devour, but compared to Warlock Devour, it's just two different levels. But now, Devour. Reduce Devour heal amount from 200 HP to 140 HP. Well, this actually is terrible because, like, Warlocks can do this easily because they have the aspect. But the other classes can only do this if only they pick up in the Orb of Power. But Devour was a good, was a really good skill, a really good effect. Why are you reducing it? It doesn't make any freaking sense. Why you employing this change is beyond me, Bungie. Why you having problems for hunters, hunters, warlocks and titans for survivability? Because Devour sometimes is give you so many good stuff and a lot of survivability in some freaking situation when just requiring you to just survive, especially when there is a lot of trash mobs. Why are you making this change? Why are you making Destiny from fun game into frustrating one like Dark Souls? Why are you making this is again your strange, really strange logic. Strength suspend. Increase base suspend duration from 5 seconds to 6 seconds. Is this a joke, Bungie? You're only giving 1 second to only second from 5 second window to 6 seconds now? Suspending? Really? The better balance suspend against other crowd control options will we have increased the duration by a second, giving players more time to burn down enemies to protect the. You think another second will give people more time to burn some specific champions or some elite mobs? Did you really think that 1 second will play something out of this situation? Big question mark, Bungie. Big question mark. If you think that my frustration and that my reaction on it is gonna be like this, no, you're not, Bungie. You are not. You are not. Stasis shatter. Stasis shatter damage now stuns overload champions instead of unstoppable champions. Like you see, like this is some Bungie's fun police. Why making these changes now? I don't understand. You think that you know what you are doing, but now I'm starting to questioning your decisions. Really. Moving forward, we want to make it clearer how and when weapons can gain anti-champ capabilities from sources like the artifact or radiant. Because staking stasis slow organically leads to stasis shatter. It limited how often we could give slow to certain weapons without auto-solving champion encounters. Oh my god, overload champions are also harder to deal with than unstoppable champions in general, so more ways to bring down overload champions feels valuable. Unstoppable champions can still be stunned by 3 other elemental verbs: blind, ignition, and suspend. I don't understand your logic here. If slow flows from stasis would at least give the enemies something other than slow, because if they're slow, they're still firing at us, at Guardians. They're not blinded, then they are not their firing rates not slow. They are still very precision when they're firing at you. If they are having the slow the stasis debuff inflicted upon them. Why are you making this? I don't understand. Arc flux grenade significantly reduced base cooldown time. Uh, okay, I guess. Increase projectile size to make it a bit easier to stick targets. Oh, they are reversing the nerf that they inflicted towards this grenade for a long time ago. Dev note, we still want Flux Grenade to be a high damage skill shot, but the long cooldown and high accuracy required were too punishing. Really, Bungie? You only figured this out by in which? 1 year or 2 year after this? New rewards pass incoming. This is how it's going to be looking. Very generous, by the way. Very generous. A lot of exotic engrams. A lot of it. But this is only on level 100. From 100. It's a new era of Destiny 2, and with that comes exciting updates to our seasonal pass model. Much like your olden times, there will be 4 rewards passes available during the Year of Prophecy. Wait. 4 reward passes? Wait. Does that mean 400 levels of rewards? Instead of 200? Oh my god. Wow. Well, by the looks of it that they are writing right here, like 4 reward passes. Okay. Just like before, the cost for these rewards passes has been reduced to 1,000 silver. I'm not using silver, but okay. But what we're really excited to announce is that every rank reward will be available to earn day 1. No more having to wait for a new act to launch to unlock more ranks. Thank gods! By the gods, thank you! Finally, Bungie, you listen to the pleas of gods. Finally we can have all those rewards from day 1, not waiting for 30 days or 60 days for the new launch of the episode, finally, or season, whatever you calling this now. Thank God. We've adjusted them to feel more rewarding too. For one, we have refactored some boosts and added new ones, removing some that were determined to be less than desirable. The new boosts offer comprehensive bonuses that apply to a wide range of content, so opposed to narrowly boosting specific season content. Activity score boost now provides 15% score bonus on all portal activities when fully unlocked. Prime Engram boost increases the possibility of desirable armor and weapon drops from portal activities. Weekly challenge boost allows players to complete their various weekly seasonal hub challenges faster, streamlining their access to additional high-value rewards. XP boost has been refactored to apply a 40% bonus to XP earnings when fully unlocked, allowing with 20% bonus to Fireteam member XP. Additionally, the total number of XP boost items has been reduced to make space for additional rewards. Secondly, Premium track armor rewards have also been reworked so that players will acquire a full set of both PvE and PvP armor and a full set of both PvE and PvP armor. Wow, that's cool. And the free track will often 5 pieces split between the two sets, allowing players to unlock a partial set bonus for each. Thirdly, we took a pass at our reward allocation to ensure that we are providing as much value as possible for all players. The allocation of various free rewards has been increased. The players will be able to acquire more cosmetic rewards within the first 100 ranks of the pass compared to prior season passes. With a return to 4 passes per year, we've reduced the pass ranks down. What? We have reduced the pass ranks down to 110? What? So now there's no 200 of them, but 110? What? Wait, what? What the? Why? Why? Why would you do that? Why? 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 This is a downgrade. Why the extra 10, you may ask? Well, they are extra special. In which way they are extra special? Well, we set out to reduce the overall grind and remove the time getting introduced during the episodes. We still wanted to preserve some aspect of the aspirational progression and chase rewards that our larger season passes provided. These additional 10 ranks are packed with valuable rewards for both free and premium players, require 500,000 XP each to earn, and can only be acquired through the gameplay. While we have ensured that the first 100 ranks provide more value than ever before, I hope that you also enjoy having additional rewards to chase after achieving rank 100. But wait, you said that you are now reducing it to 110, but now you are saying but like we still have another ranks after we're reaching 100. Like, this is super extra confusing here, really. Super extra confusing. This TWAB is super duper confusing. I will admit. The only good thing is when they were talking about elements and aspects, how they're changing, and not that freaking math about how they are going to implement the changes, which perks, yada yada yada. And this thing about the season pass. At first I thought that they are nerfed, but then they say like there's additional rewards after after you chase and achieve your rank 100. Super extra confusing. Need to wait the release to finally figure this out, because the TWAB itself, it's super freaking confusing. Bungie Day is always here. I didn't care about Bungie Day. There's some PvP matches. Great. Steam Summer Sale. Oh, by the way, they also have this emblem. Who cares about emblems? Okay, Steam Summer Sale. Like Conductor's Connection, 55% off. Legacy Collection, 90% off. Destiny 2 Final Shape and Annual Pass, 80% off. Destiny 2 Final Shape plus Annual Pass upgrade does not include campaign, 80% discount off. Destiny 2 Final Shape at 75% discount. 92% off of Lightfall, The Witch Queen, Beyond Life, Shadowkeeper. Why not put it into one singular package, Bungie? You greedy. That's why so many people, especially the newer ones, who you want to make the game or for the new ones, but you need to buy all that many shit in order to normally play your content. People just can't buy normally the latest expansion and then go play it. Look at Blizzard. Blizzard said you don't need already the previous expansions like Battle for Azeroth, the Legion, the Warlords of Draenor, the Mist of Pandaria, Cataclysm. The people don't need to have those expansions anymore. But now this? You think that people will... You need already an $80 for annual pass for Edge of Fate and Renegades, and now you need people to have even more, spend more money for just fully experience the Destiny 2 content. What's the freaking point? Player support report. Again, all those are freaking Control plus C, Control plus V. Why are you even putting this Bungie now? I don't understand. Or Pondering Artist of the Week. No. I just wanted to see this freaking picture. Why are you redirecting me to the freaking Twitter? Or X, whatever it's calling this now. I don't see. Ah, this is Eris Morn. Now I understood. Another PvP. Why are you putting Bungie, the movie of the week, a PvP one? Despite that, not that many people actually playing the PvP now. What are we? Yeah, we know it's only Thursday, but phew, the train towards the Edge of Fate gets even closer, and we are happy to have you on board. There is only 3 weeks left before the next era in Destiny 2 begins, so start making preparations soon. We see you, bounty holders. I don't do this. Reminder, we have another live stream next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Yes, we remember this already now, Bungie. We hope to see you there. For next week's tweet, or this week in Bungie, or this week in Destiny, TWAB, tweet, whatever you like to call it, we'll be diving into power progression, the portal, economy changes, and our plans for Bungie Day. See you, Starside Destiny 2 community team. P.S. We'd like to take this time to celebrate the kindergarten out there. He just turned 3, so it's a huge milestone in his life. His dad has happily shown him and photos of him in meetings ever since he was born, so we've all been particularly interested in his development these past 3 years. Please help us by wishing Kai a happy birthday, or as his dad put in his request, happy birthday in word art. Happy birthday, Kay, I guess. So this was a freaking long TWAB, whatever. Like, okay, let's like, I don't like this swap this week at all, because like, first part, a lot of math, a lot of explanation, and the guy or girl who was writing this, not very great explanation, a lot of words, a lot of bland water there. So the good part were about the aspects and how how these arc, solar, and all this stuff, all these elements will work now. And also interesting stuff about season pass. about season pass. At first, I don't understand. At first, I thought that they'd also return towards that TWAB, that the not TWAB, the season pass will only have again only 100 levels, but it seems that they're not, like there is more levels out there, but on paper, very very freaking confusing, and like we need to wait and see. We need to wait a freaking uh, we need to wait a bloody release now, because like explanation, sometimes Bungie really really bad at explanation. Like, don't no hard feelings, Bungie, but sometimes you're really really freaking terrible at explanations. Sometimes you're good, sometimes you're not. This time you are not good at explanation. Okay, this was me, Wesker. Like, I'm tired as shit because this TWAP was really, really long. My previous TWAP was full of enjoyment and excitement of reading this, but this TWAP was really, really freaking frustrated. And by the way, I saw a little sneak peek out there. Community is again not happy with those changes. Like, Bungie, you are developing Bicycle all over again. Instead of just making some good changes now with all this new armor system and all this stuff, instead of upgrading the system, you are again developing a freaking Bicycle from the scratch. Okay, this was me, Albert Wesker, speaking. I hope the Chris won't fight me again. But remember, this is not over. It's Wesken time.